when the app is loading, it'll show you this screen. You got some UI images with cute pictures of dogs and then a few labels. The main storyboard, which here you got on this view controller, you select the maximum speed, 10% power, 30% power, 60% power, or full power on the car. You do steel plating, black, teal, or white for your background. I prefer the steel plating texture. And then you connect to the Bluetooth device with the button connect. So once it connects to the device, this view controller will appear. Right here, this will list the characteristics of the device, which is how you connect to it. So for the HM10, I believe it's FFE0, just a UI image. And then over here, you got the speed for the RC car, which is that. And then down here, we got a few views. Obviously, the background is steel plating. And these sliders rotate 90 degrees once the view controller is opened to correspond with the UI views. Now, view controller 1. So here, start off with my outlets, my variables. Then we go right into the first segment of the controller, which is where you select the maximum speed percentage. Basically, what it'll do is when the value is sent, it will divide the total slider value by that number, which will give you the maximum speed, which will decrease the maximum speed. And then you select your background color. Obviously, there's different backgrounds for each of these options in the next view controller. So this variable is sent to the other view controller, which then reads it, puts in an if statement, and then that will set the variable. We'll set the image or the background or the color. And then we got the segue down here, obviously, destination.max speed. It just changes the max speed variable in the HM10 view controller to the max speed variable that was selected in segment control, and so on for the other ones. Same exact thing. And then just destination equals the HM10 view controller. Now we go to the main view controller. Here we have, these are the characteristics of the HM10. So its CBUID would be the 0xFFE0. That's its identifier. That's how we connect to it. We got my outlets. Basically, this is declaring the characteristics of the HM10, and it's declaring the HM10 as a peripheral, so that it knows that's a peripheral. And now here are the variables from the previous view controller. Now these two functions, they transform the sliders. They rotate them 90 degrees so that they align with the views. Now here we initialize the central manager. We set these labels, which are the max speed labels and the characteristics labels, and then we set the background. So obviously if the value in the slider is changed, then we send that value to the device. So every time you change the slider value, it will update it and send it to the device, which will update the speed of the motors. Same thing, and we have to encode the string of the slider value using UTF-8 encoding, because if we don't, when I send the value, it cannot read, because you cannot send integers over Bluetooth. The HM10 module just can't read integers, but it can read UTF-8 strings with UTF-8 encoding. Down here we have just some general error statements. So basically, if you get the characteristics from the HM10, you connect to it, but obviously it's resetting, it's unsupported, it's unauthorized, it's powered off, then it will obviously send an error message unless it's powered on. If it's powered on and connected, it will save the data from the device and it'll save the name, and then it will scan for peripherals using that data. Now here we got the central manager one. This basically, so if it discovered peripherals when it was scanning, then connect to the peripheral and stop scanning. This just discovers the services of the connected peripheral. And down here we have more error conditions. Thank you. Left is an app. When you open the app, you're greeted with a loading screen, which then takes you right into the main view controller, where you can select the power level. So 10% power, 30% power, 60% power, full power for your robot. And you can select the background color or image. I like steel plating, so I'm going to leave it at that, but it can also be black, teal, white, or white. Then you connect to the Bluetooth device using the connect button. As you can see, the indicator LED in the HM10 module is pulsating, meaning it is not connected and not ready to receive data. So now as you can see, the indicator LED is solid, which means that it is ready to receive data and is connected to the device. So when I slide these sliders up and down, it's sending it data using the uint encoding. Obviously, we can't read the data, we can only see the bytes because it is in the UTF-8 encoding, so we can only see the bytes.